sometimes if you're experiencing pain with sex or vaginismus, you really just have no sexual desire. You have no libido, no sex drive, and sometimes we don't even have great orgasms. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm a trauma-informed pelvic floor occupational therapist and a vaginismus recovery coach. I help women around the world be able to heal from painful or impossible sex so that they can enjoy intimacy fully. Part of that enjoyment is having desire, having a sex drive, having libido, all of those things, so that sex is something that you want and that you cherish and you desire. That's our heart and our hope. We don't want to just make sex possible. We want to make it fun and pleasurable and desirable. So how do we do that? Well, the first step that might be obvious is we have to heal from the pain. If you have pain, there's no way your body is going to feel comfortable kind of going through all of the right hormone, nervous system status that you need to get arousal, desire, and an orgasm happening. Think about it like this. If you are a zebra on the Serengeti and a lion starts chasing after you, you're not going to all of a sudden throw out libido and a desire to have an orgasm. No, you're running for your life. You don't feel safe. And so if you're experiencing pain or even immense frustration in the bedroom, your body's not going to feel like it's ready to let go the right hormones and get that release that you're looking for. So we need to get pain and the frustration and the shutdown and all of that we're experiencing away first. A lot of people think that in order to get that away, you have to have pleasure and you have to have a sex drive and desire, but not really. So I just want to say, we want to heal from the pain. We want to make sex and intimacy and the whole bedroom experience something that's safe and enjoyable for us. And then desire might follow along and we'll hopefully even get more predictable and exciting orgasms. So I help my clients very much through this process where we can get through the pain. We can do it safely and make it incredibly awesome and amazing to do vaginal insertion so that when intimacy comes, we're ready and we're excited and we let things build. But it is really important to be able to work through that. So my first recommendation is really prioritize your healing and getting to be able to accept things in without that whole shutdown, burning, stinging wall experience that sometimes we encounter. We have to make sex and intimacy safe. I'm not talking about the kind of safe where you're not worried about your physical harm or something in the bedroom. Yes, we definitely don't want that. But I'm talking about emotional safety, like psychological safety, spiritual safety as well. And all of that comes with healing from the pain and the frustration of vaginismus or impossible and painful sex. While on that journey, we're going to lean into other ways that we can start boosting our natural desire and sex drive and libido or whatever you want to call it. So I like to encourage clients to think about sex more in a positive way. Try and think about sex outside of just sex and not the dreading oh, is he going to want it tonight kind of experience, but with curiosity as you go throughout your day. I wonder what it would be like to experience sex in this way. Or I wonder what new concept I could learn about sex and intimacy. Or maybe is there another way I can approach thinking about this as I go throughout my day? I would encourage you to read more about what intimacy looks like or listen to some really good podcasts about it. I have podcasts that I love to listen to about this. Francie Winslow's Heaven in Your Home podcast is incredible. So is Kingdom Sexuality, Java with Julie. There's a lot of incredible podcasts out there that can help kind of align more of a garden design for sex and intimacy. Hearing these things and really learning about them in a safe, accessible way is going to help your body prepare for sex and see it as something really beautiful and safe. So just start thinking about sex more in a very curious, a very beautiful, and a very safe and accessible way that doesn't necessarily put you into shutdown, but makes this more relatable and enjoyable. The second thing I would really encourage is minimizing corticosteroid release. And so we don't want cortisol flooding through our system all the time. Cortisol is just a hormone that's released in our body that kind of tells us to kind of get up, go, fight for ourselves and get past the stressful thing, like that zebra's experiencing when they're running from the lion. We don't really want that surging at all times. We need cortisol. It's a healthy part of our everyday life. But if we have way too much released, it blocks our ability to let out estrogen and testosterone and uptake that and enjoy that and have all of the things that work together to make arousal, desire, and the orgasm more possible. Your body, when it's running from a lion, is not going to produce all of that necessary juicy hormones to get an orgasm and arousal happening. And so we want to minimize the amount of cortisol in our life. Yes, that means we need to back off of stressful things, but the reality is life these days is stressful. So what can we do to mitigate that, allow for it to be reuptaken more, and to be able to support kind of a healthy balance of that? Yes, minimize stressful events, but also just find healthy habits in your everyday. These things can be exercising regularly. Exercise is a really good way to kind of eat up and use that cortisol in a way that's functional and practical. A really good diet of omega-3s and antioxidants and polyphenols also can help with balancing out cortisol. Getting good sleep is essential. We need 8 hours for our brain to get the little cortisol cleanup things squeegeeing throughout our brain so that we can have a brain that works and supports our body with the right hormone release. There's all kinds of things you can do with lifestyle modifications to help minimize cortisol, but I really would recommend finding ways that work for you that don't add cortisol, but help mitigate and take it away so that we can get better functioning hormones when it's time for intimacy. And then the last thing I would advise is feel your body. A lot of times, us women are really good at going through our everyday and just going. We look at others, we help others, we get to the next task, we accomplish, and we get to the end of the day, and we have not really checked in with how did I feel today? What emotions did I experience? Body, what is going on with you? We don't really ask that. And if we do, it's in a shameful way. Why are you stressed right now? Why are you anxious? What's going on? We want to feel and notice our bodies so that we can be in tune with what's happening internally. If we've shut down understanding our body's response, we are also going to shut down any kind of cues for arousal, desire, and intimacy because we've learned that we don't listen to our body. We are completely driven by external stimuli. We want to be internally driven as well. We want to pay attention to the subtle cues, the flutters here, the shudders here, the little tingles here. We want to notice that because that's where we can lean into a body that wants to work with us, to allow more fluid feeling and connection and pleasure. But when we've stuffed that, it's really hard to feel an arousal and even a slightest bit of a desire for intimacy. So what I would encourage you to do is learn what works best for you for feeling your body. These are embodiment practices, mindfulness. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. I work specifically with my clients on figuring out what works best for them so that they can be attuned to themselves and what their needs are and feel that so that when that time comes to transition to penetrative sex, they've got so much internal awareness of what their body needs, they support it well. So whatever that looks like for you. I love helping women and couples be able to flourish in intimacy. I think that intimacy is something really to be desired, but I didn't used to think this way. There was a point in my life where I thought I could go the rest of my life without having sex and I'd be totally happy. Sex was just that hard for me. It was painful. I would shut down. I didn't understand. I felt disconnected. My husband was sweet and amazing, but I had my own struggles to go through. Now that I have healed from vaginismus and painful sex and just all of the shutdown and the negative mindsets, I love it. And my heart is to help women get to that point too. And it's what we focus on in our Mind, Body, Sex Reset program, where we help women who are experiencing painful or impossible sex not only just heal from the pain and the frustration, but also lean into intimacy in such a sweet, beautiful way. That's my heart and my hope for you. I hope that you know that you are not broken and you are worthy of pursuing intimacy so you can enjoy it the way that it was designed to be.